Hey guys, and welcome back to Regrets It, Brexit Britain, a country who decided the environmental problems could do with a great big hug. So Britain decided it was going to go and hug a cuddly polar bear. Very bad idea. It's just like hug a hoodie. And also, welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. Thank you so much for all your messages to me, and a special thank you to everybody who signed up to my channel. I feel so blessed with so much people that have signed up, so thank you so much for that. I'll go through all the messages, I'll answer as many as I can, but I will like all the messages for definite. Now, I know you're wondering, well, what the hell has happened to him? It was the wisdom tooth. Oh my God, I had to have one cracked out. Right? And for the last, about what? 7 days, I was in some serious pain. I got it taken out day before yesterday, right? But all day yesterday, yeah, I couldn't even. You know what? The thing was hurting so much, right? And you know that when you have a toothache, yeah, it's always worse for you than it is for anybody. No one has ever suffered a toothache like you, and trust me, I suffered until the thing was cracked out. And it's slightly better now. So, and I can hear all you Brexiters saying, "Good, you should have it all taken out." But anyway, I'm back. So, do you know the whole Owen Paterson thing, right? I was right, and then I was wrong, and then I was right again. Because, you know, I didn't expect, right, them to do anything as disastrous as they attempted to do. I mean, that was trying to change the rules, right, on the parliamentary. Oh God, I can't remember on that committee, right? It, it's beyond belief. No, it's absolutely laughable, right? You know, the catastrophe, right, that this government have got themselves into, right? I have never seen a U-turn. Right, you know, I was going to do a video this morning, but you know what, I was still in a little bit of pain, so I thought, you know what, I might just do it later. But the information was just coming thick and fast. You know, first of all, when Kwasi Kwarteng was sent out this morning to go and defend Owen Paterson, right? And you know, I very rarely feel sorry for Kwasi Kwarteng. But I'm telling you, I really felt sorry for him this morning because he was out there, right, and he was putting his all in, right, to try and defend him. You know, because they just said, you know what, we'll just send someone out because they sometimes they might send out a Robert Jenrick, who's another one. You look at Robert Jenrick and you think to yourself, come on, man, seriously. Like, this is a man, right, who tried to rob the taxpayer of £40 million, right, for his friend, and he got caught out, and he's still a minister. Right? Sleaze and corruption, right? Incompetence, dishonesty, right? That's all this lot are. That's all this lot are, right? They're terrible, right? Absolute, right? What they done, right, was what they done with that vote, right, was an absolute shambles. Right. And you know something, like because 200 and something of them voted for that, right? But oh my God, I have to say, respect to the Tory politicians, right, who didn't vote for it, right, and the ones who abstained get half the respect, right? But seriously, I mean, this was to try and change, right? To try and change that. Yeah, just so you can get your friend off. These guys, right, are no better than the people who are in Pentonville or any prison you can mention. They're no better than them. This was outrageous behaviour. Right? Words can't explain, right? How egregious this really was. Right? It is taking an absolute liberty, right? And for them to actually get the vote as well, because they got the vote. This is the thing, they got it through. They got whipped, And one or two, I think one or two of them might have lost their jobs because they didn't vote for it. But these people, they got whipped into it. They're told you have to vote for this. At which point you should be saying, no, 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 no way, no way. You can't vote for this. How does it look? Right? And people would look at this and say, well, it's all politicians, they're all like this, right? But no, they're not. No, they're not. Right? Not all politicians are sleazy and corrupt as this lot. This lot are the worst government, right, in the world. Not the worst government this country's ever had. This is the worst government in the world. The level of corruption, the level of sleaze, the level of dishonesty. Right? These guys are a bunch of criminals. They're thieves. Right? And if you don't believe that, right, where the hell is the £37 billion? Right? These guys have lost telephones. Right? Matt Hancock has been giving out contracts to his friends, pub landlords. His sister's got contracts. Right? This. You understand, right? That Britain is like is now the capital of Lagos. Right? At least, right? The African dictators, right? At least they try and hide their shit. They hide up their shit. They try not to do it in your face. These guys are just doing it in your face. You know what? We don't care. Because we know, we know that they will still vote for us. Because you know what? We'll just say some nice things to them about immigration, and that's it. That's what this is about. You're telling me, right, that immigration, in your mind, right, will allow you to make them deal with all this corruption. This is some next level. Right? This, right, you couldn't get worse than this. Right? No way, you can't get worse than this. Right? These guys, I don't understand, right? I don't understand why you would vote for them. Don't understand that at all. Right? Because this level of corruption, right, says more about you. Right? If you vote for this, if you vote for these Tories or you voted for them, this says much more about you than it does about them. They're just people taking advantage of a situation that they're in. You're voting them into that situation, and you're standing by and you're watching them do these things, and then you then have to back them up because of Brexit. Right? So you have to back them up no matter what. To back them up. Right? No matter, farmers going out of business. You have to back them up. You have to say, oh, no, I can't see it. Empty shelves. You have to say, oh, what empty shelves? I haven't seen empty shelves. You drive past the queues, and when the petrol shortage, you drive past the queues and I don't see it. Because that's how you have to be. So you have to look at Owen Paterson and say, well, because he wasn't a Brexiter, but he is now. Right? But you have to look at people like that. Right? A man who's getting £500,000 from two companies to lobby. That's what he's getting the money for. There's no if or buts there. That's what he's getting the money for. Right? Because Owen Paterson's no genius. Right? He knows nothing, about these two food companies who are based in Ireland. He knows nothing about them. He's based in Shropshire. He knows nothing about them. Okay? He probably does everything he probably does for them is over Zoom. Right? Okay? So they're paying him the money for him to lobby. That's what they're paying it him for. Okay? That's as simple as it is. Because Owen Paterson could have said, you know what, even when he was getting paid, he could have went and done media interviews. He could have wrote like reports. He could have wrote he could have wrote in the newspapers. Right? He could have wrote on the internet about these things. Right? But no, he went straight to the money source. Straight to the money source, because that's what these guys do. Right? Instead of, saying, well, something. Oh, this company, what I'm working for, right, is doing this, this, and this. Right? To the media, right, or in the newspapers. Right? But not straight to the politicians, because he's going straight to the money. and that's why they're paying him the big bucks, because they want that. They want to get in there straight away. That's how they want to be. But anyway, if you guys want to put up with that type of corruption, as I said, it says much more about you racist fools than it does about them, because because at least for them, yeah, they're making money, they're having a good time, right? You're still living in the same shitty conditions that you've been in all your life, right? While you're backing them, they've got £1,000 a roll wallpaper. They're staying, they're staying in a resort that will cost you £3,500 a night. That's where they're staying. You're backing them. Are you staying there? No, because you're an arse. Anyway, so Insulate Britain was back today as well, yeah. And there was and they was in the place, right, where you people have always been telling them they need to go, right? Went the home of the politicians, Westminster, and they went and glued up their hands. One of them had their hands glued up on a police van. I see one of them standing on top of a police van with the Insulate Britain sign, right? And I was thinking earlier, yeah, whoever is printing Insulate Britain signs, yeah, is really making a packet. Because their banners are taken every time they go out. Their banners are always taken, because if you see the police car, one of the police cars, the boot was full of Insulate Britain banners, full to the brim, right? So yeah, but then I was very disappointed because I haven't actually seen it myself yet so far, yeah. But apparently a bloke walked past an old lady down there, right, and stomped on her hand while she had her hand glued to the floor. Do you know what I mean? So I haven't seen it yet myself. Do you know what I mean? But I'm going to look for it and see if I see it. Do you know what I mean? But I would really like to see that bloke. That's who I'd really like to see, because I'd like to stomp on his hand in exactly the same way what he done to her. Right? Because that's that type of thing. I just can't believe. Right? I can't believe that that a man would do that to an old woman. Right? Just go, and he doesn't. He deserves no sympathy at all. And the police, if the police have got it on video, right, they should make sure they go and grab hold of that guy and jail him, right? Because what he done, if it's true, what he done is bang out of order. But anyway, let's talk about a bit of Brexit before I have to go, because the teacher's playing up already, right? So we've still got this problem with the French, but things seem to have calmed down now. And in our papers, it's saying, you know what? This little Napoleon-looking motherfucker has had to back down. But the French are reporting it in a different way. And I think, right, I'm telling you this, right. I believe, right, that I believe Boris Johnson has given in to Macron and just said to him, listen, you know what, just give it a couple of days, yeah, we'll get all the licenses and we're sorted, right. Because you see, Macron knows he's got a backup plan, right, which is the French fisherman. Right? So Macron, right, he can make all the threats he wants, right, but he can just say, you know what, okay, we've come to an agreement, knowing that the French fishermen are going to take action. And then so now Britain, if the French fishermen take action, Britain will be looking to Macron and say, well, can't you rein them in? Right? In the same way, right, that Boris Johnson was saying to the EU the other day, well, you need to rein in Macron. You need to rein him in. Right? So that's what will happen. We say, well, can't you, that's what Britain will be saying, can't you rein in the fishermen? At which stage, Macron will be like, yes, I can. In the same way, yeah, I'm stopping all the migrants from coming over. You see, right? So that's what I said, right? Over here, the way it's been reported, oh, well, you know what? That little Napoleon, right, wannabe, right, jumped up Frenchie, right, has had to back down, right? Even the Virgin and Widdicombe, right, has been talking about it. Up in there with Nigel Farage, do you know what I mean? Remember when she came up to when she went to the working man's club and she had them all cheering and whooping when she was, I think she was Brexit party, isn't it, right? So well, you have to say, for the working man, how's that gone for you now? But yeah, so Macron, right, I believe has just said, you know what, it don't matter. because you know what? I know the French fishermen, right, are waiting, and if they don't get, right, what they've been promised, right, then you know something, they're going to start blocking things up. Right, so in the next few weeks, yeah, I can guarantee you, right, because what's going to happen is we're not even going to know when these licenses have been issued because they keep it all quiet, and everything will just come out. Everything will just be smooth, 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 right? Because I think that Britain have already done the deal because they had to do the deal with the French. They had to. So and they probably just said to each other, you know what? We'll just report it how we'll just report it as we've won in the newspapers. Yeah, we'll just report it like that, and you can report it as you've won. Yeah, we'll just deal with it. And that's it. Do you know what I mean? So this government, right, is just being made to look stupid all over the place. Right? Having to turn around so fast on the Owen Paterson, right, and just having to getting themselves wiped around by the French. But that's Brexit. But anyway, guys, this is by any means necessary. I'm DMC John Ribs. It was really nice to speak to you guys. Comments below.